Three rivals for the Republican nomination, Senator Santorum, Speaker Gingrich, Governor Romney, all spoke to AIPAC in Washington today. I want you to listen to their tough talk when it comes to Iran.
I'll make sure Iran knows of the very real peril that awaits it if it becomes nuclear.
In the Gingrich administration, we would not keep talking while the Iranians keep building.
If they do not tear down those facilities, we will tear down them ourselves.
Congressman Paul, you disagree with them on Iran. The Democratic president, President Obama, today said he's worried about the casualness with which Republican candidates talk about a possible military conflict with Iran. Is President Obama right?
He certainly is closer to my position than the other candidates, because what the other Republicans are saying is very reckless. I mean, to talk about, already now, McCain is advocating in the Senate, why don't we start dropping bombs on Syria? And then they're so anxious to go to war. And it reminds me so much of our efforts before we went into Iraq to try to alert the people, look, let's pay attention to what's going on, let's find the facts. But, Iraq was not a threat. They didn't have weapons of mass destruction. There was no al-Qaeda. I think the same thing is going on here. There is no evidence whatsoever that the Iranians have or are on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon, according to our own military people, our own CIA, according to the UN. So I think it's blown way out of proportion. It's very reckless and very dangerous. And the last thing this country needs, and our military agrees, is another war. Because ultimately, though, yes, we can beat anybody, militarily. But the military operation around the world is bankrupting this country. So the greatest threat to us is a financial crisis, and this will enhance the chances of this financial crisis. Just look at what's happening to gasoline and oil prices right now. And that's going to get much worse. Once the bombs start dropping on Iran, whether it's Israel or the United States, believe me, this world is going to be in a much chaotic shape. So they're worrying about something that they need not have such a worry about. I don't want them to have a weapon, but I also lived through the 1960s being in the military, being in the Air Force. The Soviets, a ruthless, terrible nation, we dealt with them. They had 30,000 nuclear weapons. So I think the war drums are beating much louder than they need to be. We need to defend our country, but we don't need to be the aggressor nation.
Congressman Ron Paul.